Liquid glass. Apple did it, Figma shipped it, and every time somebody has asked me how to do liquid glass in Cavalry, I've either avoided the question or just not replied. But today I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. First, Quiver just got a massive update which now brings liquid glass straight into Cavalry for you, and it's free. It installs itself as part of the Quiver plugin, so you don't have to lift a fingertip other than shooting that design straight into Cavalry, once you've designed it, of course. It was really fun to figure out the workings behind the scenes, so much so that I got a bit carried away. I actually built something way bigger than I ever intended it to be, and that is called Glazier. This is going to take your crafting of glass to the next level. And at the end of this video today, I'm also going to show you what the rest of the community has been up to, because I reckon the Cavalry filter scene just got really ramped up. And if you're new to my channel, Cavalry is completely free, so you can download it below and, you know, build along with me, get started. Design here ready to go, and if you need some help on installing Quiver, check out my other video where I go through that and the whole process. The first time that you run Quiver again with this new update and you don't have the glass installed, which is totally fine, you don't need to install it, Quiver does it for you. Click fire towards Cavalry and you can see that it's fired it in, but those glass shaders haven't come in, nothing's happened. If I come here, it says glass, restart Cavalry, the glass filter was just installed and only loads on launch. Restart, then send the design again to apply glass. In my application support under Cavalry and third party, if I go to plugins, it's near where scripts are saved as well. I can see that it's actually dropped it in the glass folder for me now. And if I come back to Figma and shoot across that design and look at that, it looks like I've got some Quiver magic, and there is a new filter layer, glass. I've got all my controls from light angle, light intensity, refraction, depth, dispersion, frost, display, because Quiver is so intelligent. It has matched this look and feel perfectly. Tab back and forth. That is looking pretty amazing. And as you can see, as I'm pulling it across, it is taking in that logo and live updating, and it looks friggin' sick. I love it. I can keyframe it, I can do whatever I want. This glass filter is working exactly the same as how you would apply a background blur in Cavalry. Cavalry doesn't have adjustment layers as what we might be used to in other programs such as After Effects. So when you're applying this filter, you have to plug it into the layers that you want to be affected by the glass. So in this case, I have my magnifying layer, my magnifying glass, and that has my matte into it, which is this circle, which is what we are visually seeing the effect play through. And then that filter is getting plugged into my ellipse backdrop and its filters. And you'll see here that Quiver has created a custom shape, and it has taken these layers, these assets that it wants to apply the filter to, and by putting it into a custom shape, it then is able to treat those layers as one layer. The way that Cavalry works is that if this wasn't put in a custom shape, and say I tried to apply the filter to the group that these all live under, it wouldn't recognize that it's applying that filter across all of them. It would apply that filter within the bounds of one layer at a time, so you don't get that beautiful blend of how this liquid glass is blending not just the logo of Quiver itself, but the background color as well is becoming part of that, and how that moves and morphs. So that's why that logic is there in place, is so that it can apply the same way that Figma does, but at time of import is all that it's going to do. So if I was to add in any more layers or anything to that, I'm going to have to hook them up as well into place so that it gets that filter across. And if I go into my settings of Quiver, we can composite the glass backdrops as a new setting. And if I was to turn this off, it has sent everything across in the normal way that Quiver normally would. There's no custom shape, there doesn't seem to be any of the filter being applied. That's fine, but it is still placing the filter into the scene, but instead of hooking it up, all it's doing is putting the matte into place. But then I can use this and plug it in as I want to into whatever layers. So you have that freedom of Quiver being able to figure that out for you, or you can do it yourself depending on how complex your setup is. There's also another setting in here too. Centering our group pivots is automatically turned on now. So now when you import something into the scene, this isn't a very good example, but here its pivot is center to the group. So you can see here -35 and pivot -35. So now by having this feature in the groups, this magnifier, I've got the pivot right there. So it's a lot clearer with the UI when I'm navigating what I'm doing in my scene. The next shot, I've got my little bow and arrow here. I've actually got some frost applied to this one. I've got some more little shapes here. And a beautiful. And again, it's put those things into a custom shape for me, the ones where it wants to blend the filter across. And if I move this around, you can see that liquid glass getting updated as it goes. You can see I've got some UI here, which you probably will be using it to animate for. And there we go. It's so fast. It gets it across perfectly. I've got this component. I just think this looks insane. Like, it's so beautiful the way that that comes across, and then can move it around. And in this one in particular, it just works so well over the top of vibrant footage or imagery. I just think it looks insane. And we can change the refraction. You can see that there, live updating the depth and then like the frost. And splay, it's more prevalent in this UI here. Going to my glass, as I turn splay up, it's how it rounds out on the edges, the filter. Nice. And then for the last one, here we go, a very complex setup. I have 3 phone screens in this example, but as you can see, it's brought in my glass on each of these like little notification bars, and likewise down here with this music player. And I just move that around. How gorgeous is that? Even just like these details here of this little map pin, it's come in with that as well as this play button up here. This has really unlocked a lot of what is capable within Cavalry with filters, and you will see that in this next filter. Will probably blow your mind, as it did mine. Glazier, a new way for you to craft bespoke glass for Cavalry with not having to do much at all. I've built it for you with all these custom controls and really fluid and dynamic simulation so that you can essentially create whatever you would like in the realms of glass. Once you've picked up a purchase of Glazier, all you need to do is grab that zip file that will be in the download. You don't have to unzip the file. All you need to do is just grab the zip and come into Cavalry and let go. Would you like to install this plugin? Yes. You may need to just restart once you've clicked yes, and the filter will be there for you. Everything done. I've got some test files already set up for us today. I have my Glazier filter here. It runs in that similar way that I've just explained with glass, except way more controls, way more powerful, and really exciting. So you can see already I have so many new tabs here. I've got my glass tab, which has my refraction, depth, and display, similar controls that you would be used to before, but then there's a whole lot more. I'm going to start cranking up my depth, and as you can see, it's starting to happen on those edges there. But as you can see, I'm hitting a stop here of the maximum amount of depth that I can push. But what's really good about Glazier in comparison to glass is that I've also implemented a depth mode. We can change the depth mode to relative, and with that turned on, you can already see that I am pushing a crazy amount. I'm going really far into the center, so much so that there is some banding sort of happening here. So obviously that's really, really extreme, but now with this display control, I can crank that all the way up, and then that will remove that banding. I kind of doubt that you'll probably ever want to have that much extreme depth in your glass, but if you do, just turn the display all the way up to number 1, and that will solve that for you. I can also create different bevel shapes. So right now it's set to 0, which is a normal value, which is similar to what we have in glass. I can also have that invert itself, so it flattens towards the slab, and if I put it in a positive value, it'll pinch the bend towards the rim. I can also crank up the dispersion. You can can see it in the top here. There's also another control, which is the dispersion twist. So as I turn that around, you can see those colors moving. We can get completely different results with that as well. And finally, if I come down here, I've also got a tint control, but in the way that it's aware of what's behind it. It's not just going to chuck a color at it and make it lime green. It's in relationship to the footage underneath. You can see a bit more of like the dispersion twist and like what that's doing. It's giving me sort of a different color range on the edges here, rather than if I have it at a lesser amount, I'm getting like some blues. I can crank it up and get some more like orange and yellows up there. So my refraction bias as well reads more towards one edge of the pane rather than the other. So if I turn my splay all the way off, I'll be able to see it happening, but as I'm moving this X value, it's starting to tilt. My next tab, which is light. Now you can control the color of that light, more of like a red. If I turn up the spread, you can sort of see that coming through. There's also a second light control. Turning this around, you can see that's that second light. This poor girl, I have completely distorted her face, but I've turned the refraction and the depth up quite high on this one, so I can show you how ridges work. So my ridges, if I start turning up the depth, you'll be able to see them start to come through, and I can increase the amount of ridges I have. We're getting some really cool warps happening around the edge. But what is really even more powerful is I can change my ridge mode. So I can change this to linear, and immediately you can see that I have a completely different style of glass here. Really, really cool. The ridges are responding to light. That's why I have this setting come in here too, called light fall off. So as I have it turned up to 1, where the light isn't, it's a bit darker, but if I turn it down to 0, you can see that it's like applying that light on those ridges with no fall off. And you can increase the bevel and create sort of different looks, as well as the depth, and really start distorting things. Remove the bevel altogether, then I get all these really harsh lines, which is pretty cool. I can also change the variety, so like maybe some of these ridges are bigger, some are smaller. I'm not done. And then I also have some more settings. There's grid, which gives you what you can see. You can actually also change the rotation, so that creates also some really cool effects depending on what footage you have behind it. I can change this to weave. Weave is just sort of like in and out. I think this is kind of like my favorite part. Maybe it's from early years of being on the internet. It's that vibe of Frutiger Aero. It's Final Fantasy X. It's sort of like coming back to me with this style on the glass. And it is water. You'll see here there's this tab, droplets. Instantly, as I start turning that up, we are getting droplets on the glass. As I scale them up, you can see that each one of these droplets is actually like responding to the footage that is behind it. I can also play with how they're fusing together. So as I turn that up to 1, those droplets fuse together, really small values. Maybe turn all that shading all the way down, and you can see that that looks really nice. And doesn't stop there. We have a trickle control. Let me turn that all the way up. And you have immediately a crying filter for your YouTube videos. You have rain going down the glass. Look at that. As they're coming down, they're sort of like blending with the other shapes. It's just really, really cool. I can change the angle in which they're going across. So like if you're going, I don't know, driving down a road and the rain is going down the glass like so. And if I go back to my glass tab and turn the frost all the way up, you can see the way that it blends with the frost is really, really nice. We've got a trickle mode, so I can set that to center. So if I turn my droplets all the way off, you'll be able to see it a bit better. They're dispersing out from a center point, which I thought was pretty fun. You can move that center point around as well. I was watching the pot boil the other day as pasta while I was making this, and I just thought, oh, that would be great. Like my pot of boiling water does with the glass lid. And there's also a reverse, so they're going into the center. I just like adding all of these things because who knows what you guys will come up with if you're playing with it. Our light controls are aligning to, I have 2 lights or 1 light. You can see that they become responsive to that light. It's all as if it's in real life. So coming to my surface tab, let me just grab this slider and turn it all the way up. you can see straight away there's some little scratches appearing. If I start moving this light around again, similar to the droplets, as we rotate that around, you get those scratches really come to the surface in the way that it happens in real life. It's so cool. I can change those scratches, so like maybe the spacing of them isn't so close, or maybe it is really close and the width of them is a lot finer, the length of them is shorter or longer, the seed of them can change, different results. And then also being able to add some dirt to the scene. So maybe I want my glass to be a little bit more smudged. I can turn that scale up for a bit more realistic look, and I can sort of increase or decrease that and smudge it out. Surface offset is in there for a reason. So I have my glass filter, and as I move it around, you can see that the scratches are like moving. I don't like love that, and it's the same with like here as I'm moving the glass itself. The scratches aren't even moving with it, and that was really frustrating to me. It just kind of broke the feeling of it being real. But don't worry, because I've implemented something else to help. So once you have this all rigged up, you have your Glazier being plugged into the backdrop, and then you have your map in place, which is my glass. I can click my Glazier layer and simply type Command period and type in Glazier and then Pane Pin. And what this does is it pins the Glazier texture to the pane. I'll hit that and run it, and now as I move this around, we don't have any issues with the scratches. And likewise with the design, I can move that around and that will stay in place. It's just so much nicer. Unless you have scratches or water turned onto the glass, you don't really need to worry about using the Glazier Pane Pin. And then lastly, a motion tab. Why not have some motion in this? Your ridge is set up to concentric, go to motion and turn wobble up. It starts distorting those ridges. I can put light spin on this, so it's naturally just like rotating around. Like a twist spin is more related to dispersion. Kind of see it in the top corner here. If I go into twist spin and start turning that value, it's also going to animate the rotation of that dispersion. And then for my ridges, if I turn them back on again, turn up a ridge for low, it's like a puddle because those ridges are sort of like dispersing outwards, which I think is pretty neat. That's Glazier, it's in the description, so I hope you will love it as much as I've loved putting it together. And now I want to show you some more things that have been going on in the community. So this is a Field Kit. It's a pack of useful little filters for Cavalry. Some have been ported in from open source GLs, SLs, shaders. All you need to do is click the download link, drag and drop that zip into your Cavalry viewport to install, similar to my filter. And look at how many he has here. We have ASCII, composite video, display simulation, extract, film burn, film damage, film emulation, lens blur, LED, paint, photocopy, print, ultra low, VHS. My god. He has put in a whole lot. He's giving a lot of credit to open source projects that already exist online. By having these online, Sam has been able to do some amazing work, take those, compile them together, and then create these filters for Cavalry. And if you would like to see those amazing creators created some of those filters, go check out the credits. As a community, we can create assets like this and build and learn off of one another, and I think this is a beautiful example of that, taking what is online and available to the public and turning that into something that we just did not have for Cavalry before. You download this and let's have a play. Dropping it in. I want to start with ASCII. I think this would be I think it's so cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. Wow, it's instant, just like that. And I can control the text size of those. Oh my god, that's amazing. The playback is just so fast, like considering little glyphs that you can put in and change. Or we can input our own colors. Oh, ink on paper, I love that. Damn. You know what that reminds me of? I think it was Buck Bitcoin. I think ages ago, I remember they did this amazing piece of work. Generally, I think when you try and create this effect, it's very heavy because usually you would use like a duplicator, you would input the shapes in and the footage and get it to work, be very slow. But this is so fast. It's faster than using a duplicator, I think. Obviously, you don't get as many controls, but god, like for something quick and looks really cool, why not? Oh, VHS is so cool. in Cavalry. That's nuts. I mean, I could go through these all day. I feel like I should stop. But I will link this below. You should definitely go have a play. They are free. Lastly, before I go, the pioneers of community for Cavalry. But if you come to scenery.io, go to browse assets, they have brought in templates that you can purchase or take a look at and support some creators, as well as plugins. Maxon Richards here, he's created an aura glow, there's some film grain, metaball, shadow grain, whole bunch of stuff. So if you want to support these creators and scenery and the community, I really do recommend jumping onto here and having a look. Some of these even are free. Yep, channel mixers for example. There's a lot of free content out there for Cavalry, and I think if you are still on the fence about learning, jump in now because it's just getting bigger and better. What excites me about this isn't just because we have glass in Cavalry, it's that Cavalry has an incredible API system for you to also create filters and experiment with. And I personally think that this little ecosystem that we are creating within Cavalry is only just going to get bigger and bigger. So as I said before, Quiver is free. You can download that below. The glass filter comes with it. It should install on the first time that you send a design over from Figma with any glass effect applied, and you can use this outside of Quiver as well. And if you really would like to support this channel and support me, please go grab yourself a license of Glazier. I think you'll absolutely love using this filter. It was really hard for me to ship it because I just kept playing with it and experimenting and adding more and more features. I just couldn't get enough. I did not expect it to really build as big as it has, but I think you will absolutely love it. And on my Gumroad below, there's a whole lot more resource and materials that you can learn from, as well as scripts that will help improve your workflows. And if you want to learn more about Cavalry, then please dive into my channel, as I have a whole bunch of tutorials that really break things down in a really nice pace so that you can get comfortable with using the program. And go check out the other creators that I've listed below and their amazing filters. There's so many of them for you to play with. And as always, tag me if you ever make anything with this, as well as the other creators. We would love to see what you come up with. So until I see you in the next one, bye.